Good morning, Utah. Happy Thursday or happy Friday Eve. The time is currently 7:13. We'll begin with your weather headlines, which include poor air quality again for our northern Utah valleys, with more cool and chilly temperatures just depending on where you are. But as we go through today, our weather is now in the process of becoming unsettled, and that's going to lead into a stormy weekend, especially for the northern half of the state. But I think tomorrow will bring a decent chance of wet weather statewide. So here's a look at the bigger picture of what's happening with the satellite and radar. High pressure has now moved out of the way. There's a storm system moving just to our south, and with some moisture with some wraparound, we could see a few spotty showers in the high country east of I-15 and throughout southern Utah today. That chance, though, fairly low. As you look off to the west, there is a cold front now moving into the Pacific Northwest, and that storm system by tomorrow will move into our neighborhood, and that's going to lead to a big shakeup in our weather. We'll talk more about that in just one moment. In the meantime, we'll take a live look outside. The view from Alta, they got the snow guns on full blast this morning in preparation of Mother Nature providing some snow by tomorrow. As you head out the door, we got temperatures mainly in the 20s and 30s, even St. George right now just above freezing, sitting at 35 degrees. No matter where you are, make sure that you bundle up, and as we go from this morning into the afternoon along the Wasatch Front, you'll probably just trade in your winter coat for what is likely going to be a jacket, as temperatures will eventually be climbing into the mid and upper 30s. However, with that haze that we have along the Wasatch Front, there's a chance that you might not even want to go outside, and with increasing clouds, probably not going to look all that great. And for our northern Utah valleys, from Cache Valley down through the Wasatch Front and over into the Uinta Basin, expecting mainly moderate air quality. However, the air quality has been noticeably worse in the Salt Lake Valley. And it'll be another day where we're expecting unhealthy for sensitive group air quality when it comes to that category. If you do have those sensitivities, you probably just want to spend most of the day inside and definitely limit your time outside if you do have to be outside. Daytime highs across the state will mainly range in the 30s and 40s with a few exceptions to that rule. Vernal will top out at 29 degrees, while St. George and Lake Powell will see daytime highs in the low to mid 50s. As mentioned, there will be a slight chance for a few showers mainly throughout southern Utah, and we'll see increasing clouds across the state, all for that wet weather potential to really ramp up as we make our way into our Friday. So let's go ahead and begin the futurecast. I'll start this at 8 o'clock this morning. Things staying relatively quiet outside of that slight chance for a few showers down south, and maybe a few light snow showers can't be ruled out in the high Uintas this afternoon. As that storm system clears, that opens up the door to that storm system from our northwest, which will be arriving tomorrow, and by tomorrow afternoon at midday, we'll be looking at a pretty good chance of wet weather across the state. Even St. George will have a chance of picking up an isolated rain shower, but from Cedar City all the way up through the Utah-Idaho state line, we'll likely be looking at snow showers, even including along the Wasatch Front. Even after this cold front moves from west to east, we're not going to be done with the active weather because we have more storm systems coming in from the northwest, which is likely going to lead to more active weather continuing throughout the weekend, especially throughout the northern half of the state, with mainly snow showers continuing through Friday into Saturday. The forecast gets a little bit tricky once we get into Sunday because even though our weather is going to be staying active, you can see by 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Sunday, with slightly warmer temperatures moving their way in, we could see a mix of rain and snow down to our valley floors, while heavy mountain snow likely continues before our storm systems begin to clear heading into our Monday, which will lead to some calmer and relatively mild conditions setting up for the first half of next week. For snowfall accumulations through at least this weekend, from Friday through this weekend in our northern mountains, expecting likely over a foot of snow, while we could see accumulations over a couple of inches along the Wasatch Front and even some minor accumulations going to be a possibility all the way down to Cedar City. We're still not to the point where our forecast models, our high-res forecast models, can see this entire situation, but here's what we're currently thinking when it comes to snow totals. Cottonwoods, how about 1.5 feet to potentially upwards of 3 feet? That sounds pretty good. Northern mountains 15 to 30. Central mountains won't do as well, but could still see maybe a foot of snow. Southern mountains maybe around 2 to 6, so not the healthiest amounts, but we'll take any snow that we can get. Mountain valleys 8 to 16, Cache and the benches between 4 and 10, while our northern valleys, including along the Wasatch Front, could see 2 to 6, while Cedar City to Nephi out on I-15 could see roughly 1 to 4. We'll continue to fine-tune that forecast, though, as we get a little bit closer, so make sure that you stay tuned. In St. George, we have that slight chance today with a chance for isolated showers on Friday, and even though the active weather will continue across most of the Beehive State Saturday and Sunday, in St. George, mainly partly cloudy skies before we get mostly sunny skies and milder temperatures early next week. Then along the Wasatch Front, mostly cloudy and hazy by this afternoon. Then it's snow showers Friday into Saturday with scattered rain and snow on Sunday before we see those calmer conditions and slightly milder conditions move in early next week. Let's go ahead and check the